Hi friends, Dr. Nancy Trimbley here, putting the power and knowledge of your health back in your hands. Somebody gave me an idea the other day. Thank you, Elaine, for this idea. You probably have seen my video on the exercise to strengthen your back, and as a side benefit, it flattens your belly. This is the one exercise. If you do anything to help your back, this is the one you should do. We have 3 layers of muscle in our abdomen. We have the outermost, which is the rectus abdominis, and if you see somebody with, what do they call it, a six-pack, that's the rectus abdominis. It runs from the bottom of your rib cage into the pubic bone. And when you do a traditional sit-up, that motion of squeezing your rib cage towards your hips will strengthen that muscle. And actually, if you do enough of those, it will make that muscle bigger, so it looks like you have a bigger belly. We don't want that. And it's not helping your back. The second deepest layer is the obliques. These are the muscles that, again, they start in your lower ribs and they run at an angle towards the center. And if you do a crunch with a twist, that is strengthening the obliques. The obliques are super important. The obliques give us our core stability and they help create motion, and it can create more of a waist. But we are most interested in the transverse abdominis. Transverse because it runs crosswise and starts from your back. The transverse abdominis starts at your spine because at a membrane that inserts into the vertebrae. It's anchored to the vertebrae. So when we strengthen it, that's why it gives us this internal back brace. An internal back brace that stabilizes our lower back and protects it. So it starts off at this membrane at the spine and then comes around the body to the front, and about here at the sides, it turns into a fibrous muscle that runs crossways. And when we strengthen this, it's just a very thin layer of muscle. And when we strengthen it, that's why it strengthens the back. We strengthen it here and it pulls taut on that membrane called the aponeurosis at the spine. Don't worry, you won't be tested on that one. But this is what you will be tested on. What I want you to do in order to start doing this exercise is to do it on the floor. And then I'm going to show you an alternate way to do it that you can do pretty much on the fly every day as you're running around town. So what you'll do is you'll lay on the floor. As always, if you cannot get up off of the floor, please do not get on the floor. If you cannot get on the floor, you can do this maybe on a firm surface like a massage table. I don't know, whatever else you have around your house. But seriously, if you can't get off the floor, don't get on the floor. You're gonna lay on your back and put your legs up in the air. And there's 3 parts to this exercise. Once you get in position, you will pull your belly button towards your spine. You will cradle your head and lift your head towards the ceiling. You wanna lift it up like this, not like this. You wanna lift your face up towards the ceiling, and you're gonna constrict very slightly. You'll contract your core, and then the third part is to do little pulses. So here we go. You may only be able to do 1 or 2 of these correctly, and if that's all you can do to start with, that's where you start. Do not try to do more of these. More is not better, especially for most of us. We have a weak transverse abdominis, so it will take a while to build up. So here we go. Legs up in the air. Cradle my head, meaning cross my forearms behind my head. Belly button to the spine. Here's number 1, belly button to the spine. Lift up my head towards the ceiling. That's number 2. And number 3, little pulses. I'm concentrating on my belly button towards my spine and doing little pulses with my nose going towards the ceiling. That's the whole exercise. but you need to do it. So I'm going to pause, we're going to change location, and I'm going to show you how you can do this on the go every day. Where do we spend a lot of our time? Really, that we don't want to, but it's in our car. So what you'll do here, belly button to the spine. Now don't do this while you're pressing the accelerator. Do it at a red light where you can have your foot firmly on the brake. Or if you have the hold option like some cars have, you can just put your feet flat and wait while you're at a red light and do this. Because remember, it only takes a few seconds. So belly button to the spine, and then little pulses. And I didn't say this before, but when you're doing this exercise, whether you're flat on the ground with your feet in the air, or you're doing it like this, you should start to feel at some point the constriction of the muscle around your waist. And that's one of the ways you know you're doing it properly, because you're experiencing the contraction of the transverse abdominis. So you sit in your car, either have one foot firmly on the brake or both feet on the floor of the car where they should be, and you're going to pull your belly button towards your spine, and your nose is already going to be, you're going to bring your nose a little bit forward. I'm not looking down, I'm a little bit forward so I can engage belly button to the spine, engage that muscle, and then little pulses. And I'm actually doing the little pulses with my hips here. I'm curling my hips forward just a little bit. It's the action of the abdominal muscle, not my pelvis, not my legs, not my glutes. It's the action of that abdominal muscle. And I'm doing it right now. You don't even know, because it's such a small movement. Do this consistently. And just like when you're strengthening any muscle, you really shouldn't do it every single day. You should give your body a day in between to rest and build more muscle fibers. But try to do this as often as possible, and you will notice a difference in how your back feels, how you are able to lift things more easily, that you're more comfortable throughout every day with your back, and you know intellectually you're doing something to protect your back. Be well. Bye for now.